Hey VC, Tony here. Tony's LPs are us. How's everyone doing? Hope everyone's fine. Thanks for stopping in. Thanks for your subscriptions. Really appreciate it. And as a prerequisite, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I really appreciate every subscription I get, and I respond to all my comments, albeit there's not a ton of comments, but the comments are growing, which is cool. I'm starting to have relationships with certain VCers, which is good. That's what we intended with this video channel. It's basically for fun. I always wanted to get on YouTube. But this is a CDs versus vinyl response to a response to a response to a response. Now, originally, David HURWITZ put up a video on his channel, which is a huge channel. And these three names are huge channels. I respect all of them. They are so articulate. They know their stuff. I've respected them. I've watched them for a long time, especially one of them I've watched for a real long time, and I'm going to go over that. So this is a response to a response to a response to a response video. It's my response. CDs versus vinyl. It's Coke versus Pepsi. McDonald's versus Wendy's. It's been going on for years, for generations. Now, with these three segments that I watched about the CD versus vinyl response and initial tape, I really didn't learn anything new. Everyone has their own opinion on what's best. Everyone has their own opinion on, what's more economical, what's more compact, what's easier to carry, etc., etc. And this debate's been going on for years. Like I said, it's Coke versus Pepsi. Basically that's the bottom line. But like I said, these three channels I've been watching for a while, and one of them is Norman MASLOV. He did a response to Poetry on Plastic's response to Dave Horwitz's response, which his initial video was CD versus vinyl. And from what I gather, I've been watching him on and off. He's a classical guy, and Poetry on Plastic is everything, basically, as is Norman MASLOV, named to the VC, of course, nicknamed Mazzy, and everyone knows Mazzy. Like I said before, these are huge channels. So if I could get in on these huge channels and put my 2 cents in and can add something to it, I'm happy. And I appreciate these three channels. Like I said, they're extremely articulate. Poetry on Plastic, a young fella, he's got it on. He knows his stuff. He's prepared. I think he's reading from a teleprompter because he's so good. Like I said before, I need a teleprompter. Most of my things are unscripted. I just have a few notes here, and most of the time I can't even understand my own writing. But same with Norman. Norman's very articulate, has a huge channel, knows his stuff. Same with Dave. And I'm about the same age as Norman. I think Dave's a little younger than me. So we're from the same sphere where CDs overtook vinyl at a point, and we all got conned. I thought I got conned initially, but I was one of the few, and I'm proud to say it. And I know some of these other folks on the VC can't say it. I never got rid of my vinyl, even though I bought CDs. Now I'm going to show some CDs that I love. CDs. There's that aspect of CDs where, first of all, they are cheaper if you buy used CDs. New CDs are still cheaper, but vinyl, there's costs to vinyl. There's cost expenses to vinyl that CDs can be mass produced. Vinyl is basically done one at a time. It's almost handmade, and the jackets are costly. The box sets are costly. The liner notes are costly. The licensing to manufacture a record, be it 45 RPM or 33 RPM, are costly. Or for a new band that's going to do their own record, it has to be mastered onto vinyl. There's so many expenses. It's the digital format, as we know, is cheaper. Now, what's better? Now, I'm a vinyl guy. So are my friends, my close friends who are record people, we all know, we all think, we all feel based on our systems that the vinyl record is better than the equivalent of the CD of that particular album. Now, we've done tests, we've done sessions at audio video stores that have, $40,000 equipment, $30,000 Bowers and Wilkinson speakers. Folks used to come in with top-notch CD players and streaming, and most of us could tell, whatever the nuance is, we could tell that this is a vinyl. This is from CD, it's not from vinyl. This is not analog, it's digital. But the arguments were from Dave that CDs are cheaper. Of course CDs are cheaper. A Chevy is cheaper than a Ferrari. They still get you to A to B. So that's okay. If you want to buy a record to test, to see if you like it, pick up the CD for $15, $20. If you like the record, you could always sell the CD. You buy the record, which is going to cost you between $25 and $40, depending on the pressing. Of course, there's audiophile pressing, which are more. He also went on to say that CDs are heavy. LPs are heavy. LPs weigh a lot. Well, that's obvious. And to move your albums, it's going to take a lot more effort than to move CDs. But guess what? CDs are slippery. When they fall, the whole case shatters. I've done that. The spines break. The CDs come dislodged. So, it's here or there. Like, I've moved my albums a couple times, and I've got a lot of albums. I also have a lot of CDs. I never talk about my CDs. I was going to do a segment on CDs a few months ago because I got fed up with going into thrift shops, and they're overpricing the albums, and the CDs are still $1. But I'm not buying CDs unless it's a unique CD, and I know I can't find it on album. And I'm going to go over some of those, okay? Then Dave went into, and Poetry on Plastic talked about this, where it takes an effort to play a record. It doesn't take an effort to play a CD. Well, to make a good lasagna, it takes an effort. You could buy a frozen lasagna, and a frozen lasagna is not going to taste as good or have the same texture or the satisfaction as a lasagna that's made from a person who knows how to make a good Italian lasagna. And the frozen lasagna is cheaper than buying the ingredients, taking the time, washing the dishes. So those arguments, they really don't resonate with me. I don't mind working a little bit. I don't mind keeping my records clean. And like Poly on Plastic said, clean my records once. I only have a VPI vacuum cleaner, which I love, a 16.5 or something. I don't have an ultrasound because I don't want to get into that extra work of an ultrasound. So CDs you pop in, CDs lenses can get dirty, CDs can get scratched. Not that, the whole myth was these are indestructible. And then there's groove wear on records they talked about, where Dave had said, I would have to buy 3 records in the old days because I would wear out my record. Who wears out their record? I had thousands of records when I was in college and high school. I couldn't play one record constantly. That's, if you have the equipment, it's not set up properly, or the stylus is dirty, or the stylus is too heavy, or the cartridge is too heavy for that particular turntable, the weight, you're going to wear out your record. But I've got records that are 50 years old that I've had since high school, and they sound just as good as the day I picked them up. They sound better now because I have better equipment. And Norman Maslov basically echoed my sentiments. He doesn't mind what you want. He doesn't mind what you like. He likes CDs too. He has a whole wall of CDs as I do. I'm showing some of my albums. But I bought my car. I picked out a particular car because it comes with a CD player. And it's a new car. New cars don't have CD players. I wanted a CD player. I don't like Sirius. I have flash drives that I could have 400 or 500 albums on a flash drive, which I do have because my brother-in-law will transfer a record onto a CD, which is a vinyl transfer, and he puts it on a flash drive. So those sound good. They sound better than some store-bought CDs because I've done the ABs. So I have CDs. I like CDs. If I'm listening critically, which is what I call listening to my records, I put a record on. I don't leave the room unless it's to get another drink. And usually I'll wait till the record's over. I don't critically listen to CDs. I'll listen to CDs in the car. I'm outside. I'll bring my boombox. I'll listen to Bluetooth. But albums are, to me, an experience. Now, people say, well, vinyl sounds better. I think vinyl sounds better. A record that's even cut from a CD or from a digital file onto an album somehow sounds better. Now, what happens between the record, the stylus, the cartridge, your tone arm, the amplifier, your preamp, the speaker wires, that's all the connection. That all has a lot to do with it. A lot has to do with your amp. I have tube amps. I play my CDs through my system, my analog system, through tube amps. And believe me, those CDs sound pretty good, okay? But I still don't listen to them. But I'm getting off the subject here. Like I said, this is a response to a response to a response to a response. Now, Mazzy just did his response to Poetry on Plastic to Dave's video. And I agree with them all. I agree with what Dave said. It takes work to play vinyl. But I don't disparage CDs because it's easy. Are you lazy? You don't have to get up. You can listen to the whole thing. It's cool. I'm not getting into that. What I do like about CDs, and this is what I'm going to go over, I have a lot of CDs, and certain CDs, you can't get on vinyl. Specifically the CD singles and some promo CDs, some CD box sets, which I'm going to show. CD box sets could range from $50 to $150 depending on the number of discs, but you're getting 10 discs. A box set of 10 LPs would be $500 to thousands of dollars. So, for instance, the Bob Dylan bootleg series. Bob Dylan's bootleg series. I love Dylan. My son loves Dylan. We all love Dylan. I have a lot of the bootleg series on CD and on LP. Now, on CD, the bootleg series will have, say, for instance, 6 CDs. Okay? Now, those 6 CDs are 72 minutes long. That's the equivalent of what? 18 records? So what they'll do is on vinyl, they'll cut that down. They'll take excerpts. They'll give you 5 records, 10 sides. So they compromise. Because to buy 10 CDs on LP, the prices are just restrictive, in my opinion. And like I said, there's also the EPs I bought on CD, which were CD singles when they had them. I don't know if they're still making CD singles. But once again, I want to reiterate, I respect those 3 guys. I'm just trying to ride their wave because this is a big subject. I'm going to start to do more on my CDs. I'm going to start to talk more about my CDs, but this is kind of a combined response and what I think about my CDs. And like I said, if I'm really going to listen to a record, I'll get if I really want to listen critically, I'll get the album. I'll put my album on. Now, when CDs were coming into vogue, I kept my records, but I also bought the same record on CD. So my Beatles, my Stones, my Tom Jones, my Elton John, my Bad Company, my Earth, Wind and Fire, just to name a few. I have those on CD and on album because I was of that era where first I bought the albums and then I bought the CD. And then I went back to just buying albums. There was a time when I stopped buying albums altogether because I kind of got caught up in the CD thing. I remember the first digital album I bought, rock album, which was Ry Cooder's Beep Bop Till You Drop. I believe that was the first commercial digital album, rock album. There may have been classical on CD, on record that went to digital. But I remember, and my friend Tony was over at my house, or in my mom's house, listening to my little techniques or whatever I had at the time. And he was saying to me, it's what you don't hear. It's what you don't hear. And he was a proponent of digital like I was. But of course, we wised up and we understood that you're losing something in the transfer, and what the ear hears. We're organic. The human ear is organic. Digital is not human. It's not organic. Okay, so it's electronic. So we lose something. And also, there's that, the whole thing about the size, about the booklets. You get the little pamphlet. Pros and cons. No one, believe me, whatever I say, I'm sure it's been said 1,000 times before. Like I said, I don't hate digital. I don't hate records. I don't despise people who like CDs. I have a lot of CDs. I still buy CDs at yard sales. I'll buy a CD for $0.25, even if I have it. If I see a Pink Floyd Dark Side of the Moon for $1 on CD and it's clean, because CDs can get scratched. There's people who abuse them. I'll buy that. And that goes through a lot of bands, especially things that I know I'll never see on vinyl. And I'm going to show you some of those. Then I'm going to show you some box sets. And I'm going to show you one box set, which I have the album and the CD box set, as I do a number of them. I just didn't pull them out. So, again, thanks for watching this. I hope you stay until you could see these CDs I'm talking about and why I picked these particular CDs versus a vinyl, because I don't have them on vinyl. I only have these CDs on CDs. I only have these records on CD because I don't believe they're available on album, on vinyl, as far as I know. So, thanks for subscribing. Again, I always like to put that in the middle of my segments. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. So I'm just going to show some quick ones. This one here. I love Tom Jones. Tom Jones with John Phantom together in concert. Fantastic. Now, this isn't on vinyl. These, I love, these tribute records, okay? This is a shared vision, the songs of the Beatles. This is a Ray-Ban giveaway for sunglasses. Okay, now I've had this for years. I didn't buy the glasses. I think I got this at a yard sale, okay? Now, this has some cool stuff on it, and it sounds great. Extreme does help. Silver Jet, Drive My Car. Robert Palmer does Not a Second Time. The Jam, and Your Bird Can Sing. It also has Lucy in the Sky and Diamonds with Elton John. Rod Stewart, Get Back. Richie Havens, Here Comes the Sun. Stevie Wonder, We Can Work It Out. Not on vinyl. This one, these Mojos. If you don't know about Mojo, VCers, Mojo is a UK-based magazine that I think it may be quarterly or bi-monthly, but it's in Barnes & Nobles. You could pick it up. Every issue has a CD on it, and they do tributes. This is a tribute to the Rolling Stones, Sticky Fingers. So on it we have just a few. Alice Russell doing Brown Sugar. Black Joe Lewis and the Honey Bears doing Sway. Anthony Joseph and the Spaz Band doing Dead Flowers. Bonus track, Beta Hector doing Angie. Not on vinyl. Sounds great. Pearl Jam, Jones Beach, August 25th, 2000. Now, this may be a bootleg, but I never seen that on vinyl, and if you do see it on vinyl, it's going to cost you a fortune. Sounds great. Neil Young, live at Jones Beach, August 17th, 2000. Now, this may be a CD from a bootleg. I'm showing it anyway, because I don't think this is on vinyl. Here's another one of my favorite Mojos. I have a ton of Mojos. A Heavy Blues Collection, Let's Move. Now, this has on it a lot of new artists, too, that I get introduced to by listening to these CDs in the car or outside. And this actually has the original artists on it. This has John Lee Hooker doing Devil's Jump. This has Elmore James, Rolling and Tumbling. This has B.B. King, She's Dynamite. This has a band I don't know. T-Model Ford and Gravel Road. How many more times? The Zeppelin tune, which goes by different names. So that's Let's Move, Blues, Mojo. Here's another one. This is a CD single I was talking about. The Rolling Stones. This has Saint of Me, single edit, and Any Way You Look at It. Bonus track previously unreleased. So, doesn't have a book, it just has an insert, but there's the disc. Saint of Me, edit, and Any Way You Look at It, unreleased. I don't know if it's on a compilation, but I forget what album this is from. Maybe Bridges to Babylon era. You can correct me there with comments. Here's another one, which I don't believe was ever on CD. Paul Rodgers and Company. Paul Rodgers from Bad Company. The Hendrix set. This is live. This is fantastic. This has on it Purple Haze, Stone Free, Little Wing, Manic Depression, and Foxy Lady. I believe Neil Schon is on this record with him, and it's produced by Paul and Neil, and that's not on vinyl as far as I know. And if it is, it's a foreign vinyl, and it's probably very expensive. This record is very expensive on vinyl, the vinyls. This record's great. I know you guys out there know her, the vinyls. Now, if you can find this on vinyl, I'm saying 40, 50, 60 for a good copy. I bought this at a thrift shop for $1. Has a booklet. See, this came off. These break. They're not indestructible, but easily replaced. Here's another one that I never seen on vinyl, and I love this record. It may be on vinyl, but I'm not going to spend $50 because it's not something I have to have. But this is called the Jimmy Rogers All-Stars. Now check this out. Blues, Blues, Blues. This is on Atlantic. Blow Wind Blow by Jeff Healey. Blues All Day Long, Eric Clapton. Trouble No More, Mick Jagger and Keith Richards. Bright Lights, Big City, Taj Mahal. Every Day I Have the Blues, Lolo Flusen. Sweet Home Chicago featuring Stevie Stills. Don't Start Me to Talkin', Mick and Keith. That's All Right by Eric. Going Away Baby featuring Mick and Keith. And Boom Boom featuring Jimmy Page, Robert Plant, and Eric Clapton. Now you can look this up. I'll hold it up so you guys could check it out, look at it. But these aren't available on album. If they are, they're astronomical. So if you really dig the music, search out the CD. Most CDs on eBay come with free shipping. So you may pay $6, $7, but you're getting the record virtually free shipping. Here's another one which I don't think was on CD. Clarence Clemens, the big man, the late Clarence, Temple of Soul, live in Asbury Park. Now I know people who were at this show. Now, I don't believe this was ever released on analog. There's a booklet. It has on it, these guys on here look familiar. It has One Step, Two Step, Road to Paradise, Saving Up, Sax in the City. This was 2002 Slam Valley Records. Okay, so small company, but you can't get this on album. And here's another EP, if you like Paul. Freedom. This has on it 3 tracks. Freedom, studio mix, From a Lover to a Friend, and From a Lover to a Friend remix 2. Running time is 12 minutes. And this was recorded at Quad Studios in New York, and one was recorded at Henson Studios in LA. And this is from the album Driving Rain, in stores now. And there's the, so it's a little EP, and it has stuff that's not available on the record. Here's another Paul. What I did was I just went through my collection, and within 5 minutes I pulled out that whole pile. There's tons of them. This is Off the Ground EP, CD EP. This has Off the Ground, Style, Sweet Sweet Memories, a couple of others. And this is taken from Off the Ground album. So this is cool. I'm not sure if there's stuff that's not on the record, but this is cool to have. Here's another one that's cool to have. It's Rolling Stones. This was brand new, $4.99. So it was even less than a record at the time. But this is a EP, The Stones, Out of Control. This has on it Out of Control album edit, album radio edit, In Hand with Fluke, and In Hand with Fluke instrumental. So I don't even know what these are. I believe this may be a Virgin import. But 1988, I believe, but here's the... But I don't know if this is on record, and if you did buy it on record, you're spending a lot of money. Here's another band. I love this record. Alan Parsons, Try Anything Once, LP. And this would have to be a double LP if it was released on vinyl. I'm not sure if it was released on vinyl, but I just pulled it because I don't have it on vinyl. I have a lot of Alan Parsons' early stuff right there. Now this is cool. Now these are the promo giveaways. They used to give away LPs. If you remember, you might go into a gas station in certain states. You might buy a wash machine. You'll get a Maytag sampler. You'll get a Timex sampler if you bought a watch. So then they come after that, of course, CDs. They came up with samplers. Now this is a cool one. Ooh La La. This has some great stuff on it. Has artists I don't know, like Jim Bogia doing D-Braid from Faces. Love Has Laughter doing My Case. The Mohawk Lounge doing Wear 'Em Out. So this is a really good CD. And this, of course, is not available on vinyl. So that's the good points about CD. There's things that, you know, you could search the world and buy it on record, but you got to have deep pockets. I'm just going to show some box sets. Another thing I thought about before, but it slipped my mind because I'm getting old. Like I said, I'm from the era where CDs were just coming up and vinyl was going out. And this whole thing about controversy between vinyl and CD, and vinyl is back. Vinyl's been back for 20 years, and for me, it's never left. So I don't know what Dave was talking about, and Poetry on Vinyl kind of like correct him, saying, no, this is not something new. This has been going on 12 to 20 years. So that's an argument that it's not even relevant, okay? Maybe CDs are making a comeback. I hope they are, because I have a lot of CDs. And if they are, let me know, because I know some thrift shops that are selling CDs 3 for $1 at times. And you'll find some good stuff, especially classical CDs. God, they're Deutsche Grammophon CDs. They're out there. But what I was saying, what I was thinking, and I didn't say it, but when that era happened, when CDs were overtaking albums, I would join a CD club. In those days, we had album clubs, then we had CD clubs. And they probably were they were probably concurrent at one time. You know, same time concurrent. So you would get 12 CDs for $5.99, whatever. And it would say BMG Music Club, BMG. Now those CDs sounded good. They're digital. There's no, you know, they're the same as what you would buy in a store. The drawback was maybe you had to buy 6 CDs at regular price, which at that time could have been $19. But back then, some of us got around that. You would get 10 CDs for a penny, and then you had to buy 6 CDs or whatever at regular price. But I built my collection of what I had on vinyl from there, like all my BTOs, a lot of Beatles stuff that was available. There wasn't always a lot of Elvis at the clubs. Elvis was kind of held back by the Colonel, so his stuff was licensed differently. But you get my point. Now I'm going to go over some box sets that would be tough to find on vinyl. Now, this might be on vinyl. Ricky Nelson box set, a discography from Rock and Roll. This was a limited edition from Reader's Digest, I believe. This is actually still sealed, so I'll never know. And this is a really cool album box set, which I picked up at a thrift shop. The Sullivan Years. This has rock and roll, comedy routines. I think it's 6 LPs. This is from Columbia House Music Treasury. So I don't think that's on, I don't think, it's probably on CD, but I don't have it on CD. Here's something that I would love to get on CD, on album, but it's cost prohibitive, if it's even on album. This is a really cool Earth, Wind, and Fire box. Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3. So this has, I believe, 4 CDs. This is a promo, loan for promotional only, not for sale. And all Columbia, but it has a bunch of unreleased tracks, has a booklet. I don't think this is on record. I don't know, but if it is, you're spending a lot of money. This is great. It's the only way I'm going to get a banana. This actually peels off. This has unreleased stuff. It has the Andy Warhol cover. It has White Light, White Heat. It has the Velvet Underground World. It has 5 discs with a lot of unreleased material, with a huge informative booklet. Now, I have 4 of these records on record. I don't have the Andy Warhol, and I might not have the unreleased stuff on record, but I have 3 of these on record. So I'm good, but I bought the box set because it was a great price, 5 discs. This, how can you get basically everything Marvin Gaye ever did clean for the price of a $50, $60 box set? And I love these box sets when they made them 12 by 12, because you could put them with your records. You could put them in the case. This is a great compilation, and this is from BMG. This just has everything in it. It has duets with Diana Ross, Mary Wells, Tammy Terrell, Kim Watson, Alma Page, and with Smokey. 32-page booklet, live recordings. It has it broken up into live, unreleased, duets, balladeers, top 20. So to find this on a album, you're looking at heavy paper. Same with this Electric Light Orchestra box set. Okay? Beautiful with a booklet, 12 by 12, another promo. And on the back it has the tracks, unreleased stuff, just a great compilation. And you could sit back. You don't have to get up, you CD guys. You don't have to get up. You can put it in your changer, your 5 CD changer, and you never have to get up, okay? So another positive, right, if you don't want to get up. But I don't have this on. Reason I brought this out, don't have it on record. Would love to, but never will. Same with Rod Stewart, the storyteller. This is 4 discs with a book, unreleased stuff for the most part, released stuff, but it has the dates. It has just so much good stuff in there. The complete anthology, 64 to 90. So this thing is already outdated, 64 to 90. You'd have to have another 2 box sets to pick up where Rod went from 90 to 24 with the Songbook of America's CDs. There might be 5 or 6 of those. So you get my point. This one here, you'll never find that album, but I love this Sinatra Vegas box set. This has 5 discs, 4 discs, and a DVD. It has recorded at the Sands, Las Vegas, January, February 66. It has recorded at the Sands, November 61. It has recorded live. These recorded live. Recorded at Caesar's Palace, Vegas, March of 82. Recorded at the Golden Nugget, Vegas, April of 87. And recorded at the Sands, Vegas, 66 with Count Basie and his orchestra, which is probably a different session from the album that Sinatra did with Count Basie. And then it has a DVD recorded live at Caesar's Palace, 1978. with a booklet. You can never find this on album. So that's my selling point to CDs. They're convenient. They have their place. Like somebody once said why can't we all live together, right? Why can't we cohabitate? I have both. I even have 8 tracks, for God's sake. This one still works. The roots are rock. And I could do a whole thing on 8 tracks don't sound bad. Don't forget they're analog, right? But this is one I just pulled out that I have both. Here's the CD box set, I believe. 3 discs. Very light compared to that. It has the same booklet in it, I believe, that this has. This is the album. This has 5 LPs and a booklet. And you can see the price. I paid maybe $4 for this at a yard sale. I already have it, but I picked it up again. So there you have it. This is my CD versus vinyl response to a response to a response to a response. Again, I'm going to add Poetry on Plastic, Dave HURWITZ, and the great Norman Maslov, who is known as Mazzy. Great channel. These are huge channels. My channel is tiny. So let's help my channel get a little bigger. I'll give you answers. I'll show things you want to see. Just drop me a comment. Hope you like this video and tell me what you think about it. But like I said, they both have their place. I got my CDs that I don't have on vinyl. I've got vinyl I don't have on CDs, and I have some I have on both. So there you have it. Keep rocking. There's nothing wrong with CDs. But for me, I'm a vinyl guy at heart. Thanks a lot. Hope you liked this video. Please sub. Please like. Thank you. My main man, Sinatra.